The Washington Capitals look very nice, and that pains me to say, but I will let you two stroke yourselves a little bit here and share your thoughts on the Caps.
Good start. Love the start, but I think we all kind of got to remember right now that that's what this is a start. But there are some very, very good signs for this team. I think it's very noticeable for Caps fans in contrast to last year. Number one, passing is so much better. Cross ice passes are actually helping our team and not sending the opposing team flying the other way in a 3-on-1. So that's awesome to see. I love the puck movement from the D. I love the breakout passes from the D. They look great right now. I know Matty Roy's a little bit banged up, but as we saw tonight against the Flyers, Big Mac steps in and makes his presence known, both with his playmaking and with his fist. I think you're seeing now what a Spencer Carberry coach team with usable assets in place looks like.
Yeah, that's a great point. And like you can tell, I heard an interview earlier or the other day or something, I can't remember, but basically Carbs was saying that he was a little surprised with last season. Kind of he was a little like overzealous about how easily he was going to be able to implement his system, and then kind of realized, okay, this is gonna like I might need to take this entire season, talking about last season, to like really implement this system and get everybody on the same page. But he was saying he's coming into this year feeling like while there's new pieces, he has a core that knows his system, that knows what to expect from him. He knows what to expect from them, that kind of thing. And I think it's important having a base of players that like has that knowledge. And then it's easier when you bring in new players, like some of the additions we added over over the off season. When they can come in and see other guys already playing that system, it's easier for them to jump into that. But on that same note, I've loved the additions so far. I think pretty much every single one of them has made their presence known in a good way at one point or another. Obviously, Vrana with a big goal early on in the season. Mangiapane with a couple nice goals. PLD, Carberry said he thinks PLD has been like the best player on the team so far this year, which like it's not like he's scoring a ton of goals, but I really like his game. Like I saw him just a real subtle play earlier in the Flyers game, just absolutely body somebody like in the middle of the ice and just like completely like make the Flyers turn the puck over. Just little stuff like that. That we were not getting from dudes last year. So I like it. I think everybody's been saying on Twitter too, if you're the Capitals, I know it's only 5 games in, but you got to be already thinking about how can we sign Jacob Chikrin to an extension.
No,
He
seriously.
has looked fantastic, and what a load to take off of Carlson's shoulders as well. Just with how many minutes that guy is relied on year in and year out every night. So yeah, it's been good. I've been happy so far.
No, the back end can move and they can move the puck with confidence too. I think last year, with how much of a revolving door that whole lineup was, but specifically the back end, you saw guys maybe not want to, move the puck with confidence. Hey, it's just going to be easier for me to rim this thing and let's play shutdown hockey and try and sneak our way into the playoffs, which they did. I want to go back to what you said about PLD, and you actually said something in our, I think it was like our season preview or something, maybe recapping this trade, but everyone was shitting all over the Caps when this trade was made, and they were saying, "Oh, have fun getting 15 goals and like 25 points out of this guy throughout the year." And there's so many like non-tangibles, intangibles that you get from this guy. And I think you made a great point with it, just bodying people off the puck, going into the corners and coming out with the puck. Little passes out of the corner, on the half wall, on the power play. I thought he's looked great there. So I mean, that guy I think is so invaluable to the Caps. I don't think you could put a price tag on him so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And then last shout out, just to mention the fourth line with Dowd and Radish and Duhame. I think Dowd has kind of been the captain of like our fourth line over the last few seasons, and there's been a lot of good iterations of it. The best one probably being what was it, Dowd, Haglin, and Hathaway, like 2 or 3 years
Yeah.
ago now. And it feels like we've been kind of chasing that fourth line level for the last year or so, and we had some iterations last year that worked for stretches of time. But so far, what I've seen from that Dowd Duhaime and Radish. I mean, that is a match made in heaven as far as chemistry goes, as far as what you want a fourth line to do when they get on the ice. They've looked great.
Yeah, I was at the Caps Stars game. Huge win for the Caps last week. And Radish scores, so that's awesome to see. You love to see the fourth line goals come, especially when it's from a new guy, because that's just such a huge confidence boost. But I mean, that line was just running around taking people's heads off. The Caps were out hitting the Stars. I think at one point it was like 26-5. I mean, they were just running through people.
Yep. Last two quick things and then we can move on. But the goalies, I've been happy with that as well. I think a lot of people were really counting on Charlie Lindgren just kind of being a fluke last year and like, oh, he's not going to be actually good this year. But I know it's early, but so far he has made some seriously good saves, has looked really dialed in. I've loved his play. I feel like he's picked up right where he left off. And last thing too, it's kind of refreshing to see like all the attention we've been getting. Like I know like Elliot Elliot has been big on the Caps. Chicklets was talking about the Caps. And then even like in the intermission of the Frozen Frenzy earlier, PK Subban was talking about how he was all fired up and he's like saying how Carberry has these boys dialed in. He's like, don't sleep on the Caps. I've been saying they're going to be a really good team this year, that kind of stuff. I'm just not used to it, man. I don't want too much attention because too much
Right.
is not good either, but it's a little refreshing to see that for sure.
It's a great point because usually, I mean, it used to be NBC, now it's ESPN, ABC. When the national media is talking about the Caps, like 90% of the NBC staff just had horribly negative things to say. Keith Jones
Yeah.
spearheading that, despite the
Yeah.
fact that he played for the
It's
Washington
always felt
Capitals.
like
But
that for some reason. Like
yeah, and we all
national
know
attention.
Chicklets hates the Caps. They
Yeah.
absolutely hate the Caps.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's always nice to hear them get a little bit of a tire pump there. But
Hmm.
Harry, what are your thoughts so far? I know this hasn't been very fun for you to watch, but just overall thoughts in general.
I'm miserable right now. Yeah, no, I mean the Caps, they look good. I'll be honest, I haven't gotten a chance to watch too many of their games. Um, but some of the teams they've beaten, I mean, it's one thing to have a few wins under your belt, but they've beaten Vegas, they've beaten Dallas. That's nothing to sneeze at there.
Gutsy
Uh,
OT win against the Devils too.
yeah, yeah, against the Devils after they lost to them, at the start, nice little revenge game. I don't know what the score is as we're recording this, but Mac was talking about Dowd. He had a sweet breakaway goal to kick off the Caps Flyers. So what's the score there? Do you guys know?
It is 3-1 good guys with 9 to go in the third.
Yeah. So they're off to a good start. Pains me to say it. I don't want to see it. I don't like hearing about it. I'm jealous a little bit, probably a lot of bit. But you know what? I would probably bet most people listening to this show are Caps fans. So if that does good for the show, then I guess for the good of the order, I'll be like tolerant of this. But I'm not very happy about it.